Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sweet Fire Soul Revival YouTube channel. My name is Joe, if we've never met before. And if we have, welcome back. So, happy Friday. Today we have a lot to talk about. So, our card is the King of Swords. And if you were following me way back when I was solely doing tarot, you would know that my business used to be House of Swords Tarot. And people would always ask me, why the hell would you choose swords? Like, why would you do this? So, here's the thing. I love swords as an air sign, especially. That is my suit. So, swords are all about the mental plane, right? They're all about our mind. And I love doing work on the mind. I love all the subconscious stuff. So this suit is fucking perfect for me. That's why I love them so much, because really, and I just said this a few days ago, but the reason that people don't like the Suit of Swords is because it reminds them that they alone are the ones holding themselves mentally hostage, and they are the ones who get to set themselves free. And it's hard for us to deal with that sometimes. It's hard for us to be like, oh shit, I'm the one that's doing this. I'm the one that's been holding me back. I'm the one that's been keeping me small this whole time. Like, and I'm the one that has to set myself free. Like, some people, I have a lot of clients who are like, well, but I'm not an island. I want someone else to do this for me. Like, no. You know? We have to do it for ourselves first before we expect other people to start doing this shit for us. Like, no one can save you but you. The way that we end up disappointed is when we pass off our expectations onto others. And what I mean by this is, if you're not willing to do it for yourself first, if you do not expect that behavior, that action, those feelings, thoughts, whatever, of yourself first, putting that expectation for someone else to fulfill it for you is going to end in you feeling disappointed at some point in time, right? So we need to first enact our expectations within ourselves. So, I know. I know. Not everybody wants to hear that, but I'm not here for what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. So, let's talk about the King of Swords. So, I really love the King of Swords because the King of Swords has mastered his mind. And with the court cards, you know, the page, knight, queen, king, it's not about gender. It's never about gender. It's really about the energies. Masculine energy, feminine energy. And so the King of Swords just happens to be masculine energy. And the King of Swords is like, fuck yeah. I have mastered this shit. I am the king of my mind, right? Like, this kingdom is mine. I rule over it. I have mastered it. Right? And so, like, the King of Swords is the ultimate authority. And we've talked about this before in terms of becoming the authority to your subconscious mind. Because the more that you are not the authority to your subconscious mind, the more it's going to look to other people to be that, to fill that role. Right? So, when you become the King of Swords, when you become the authority of your mind, then you have mastered your mind. Not the other way around. Most of us walk around with our mind mastering us. We are slaves to our thoughts and our emotions because we're conditioned to be. We are. Even now in society, that's what we're conditioned to do. We are constantly conditioned to react. Be emotional. That's very much done on purpose. But that's not the point. The point is that you can walk around for the rest of your life being mastered by your mind. Having your mind constantly control everything you do, which perpetuates you feeling out of control, which often leads in us doing things to control other people in order to feel in control, right? And we don't want to go down that path. We don't, right? We want to be in control of what we are inherently 100% in control of, which is ourselves. Which means you are in control at cause, the master and authority of your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, etc. But it's a matter of, am I going to take the reins on that, or am I just going to be like, nope. I don't know. Someone else can do that for me. And that's fine. If you're in this place of not feeling ready to do that, I mean, we never really feel ready to do those things. You have to ask yourself, do I want to feel empowered or do I want to feel disempowered? Because the longer that I let someone take over, the longer that I let someone steer the car, drive the car, right? Be the boss of me, the authority over me, the longer I don't feel in control, the longer I am living my life in accordance with someone else's expectations and desires, right? If you are letting other people be the authority over you, you are living your life for them. You are allowing them to tell you what to do, what to think, what to feel, where to go, how to do things, etc. So you are handing your power over, you are effectively disempowering yourself. But the beauty of this is that you get to take all that back. You get to be like, oh, hold on. I didn't even realize I was doing this. Or maybe you did. And you're ready now. You feel more ready. You feel more confident in the fact that you can be the authority. You can take ownership back. You can reclaim that power that you've been giving away. So the King of Swords is your reminder that it gets to work a couple of different ways. That you get to master your mind or allow your mind to master you. And that's cool. There's no wrong way here. Like, it's completely your prerogative to choose one or the other. And you get to keep choosing over and over and over again. You're not stuck in one plane or the other. Like, there's plenty of times, even me, where, like, I definitely can get into those spirals where I'm thinking about what ifs or the worst case scenario or whatever. I know how to stop that, though. I recognize when that's happening so that I can take that step back and be the observer of those things. And that is what the King of Swords is here to remind you to do. That when you feel those things coming on, when you feel like, holy shit, I'm going down this weird negative thought spiral or having these really strange negative emotions, to take that step back, take the label away, right? And observe the feelings, observe the thoughts, recognize, like, this is a feeling, this is a thought, right? Instead of putting judgment on it, become that observer. And like I said, we become the observer by removing the label. Because we can't heal, we can't change from this place of judgment. We have to be able to become the observer and say, okay, this is what I was doing, thinking, feeling. Is that what I want to do? Does it feel good to me? No, it doesn't? Cool. What do I want to do instead? What do I want to think instead? How do I want to act, believe, behave, whatever, instead of this way that I don't want or like anymore? You know? But the King of Swords is amazing because he knows that, because he is the master. He has figured out, oh, I get to do this, not the other way around. And so he is your reminder to become that authority in your life again, right? to become the master of your mind again. Okay? So, your homework. Actually, before I get to your homework, here's the thing. So, I talked about this last week. We just had the new moon in Cancer on Tuesday with the solar eclipse, and we're kicked off into eclipse season. We have another, I believe it's a lunar eclipse is the next one that we have in a couple weeks. And this happens every summer. And a lot of people are coming to me and they're just like, I don't know, all these changes are happening. This is happening out of nowhere. This is happening out of the blue, blah, blah, blah. We're in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, Neptune are all retrograde. Again, this happens like every summer. So, it's not really happening out of the blue, right? It's not really happening out of nowhere. You just haven't been paying attention to the lead up to all of this, and that's fine. But this time is about bringing awareness to the things that you haven't been aware of, right? Eclipse season is all about shining the light on the things we've been hiding or avoiding. So, whether you want to or not, for some of us, it's like the universe is like, okay, you didn't hear me all the other times before, so now I'm going to make you really fucking aware. There's no way you're going to miss this. And that's why we feel like, oh my God, all of this is changing. And I was just doing a personal reading right now for someone, and the thing is, we can change from different places, right? We can get to this point where we feel like, I literally have to make a change because my whole life is falling down around me. So I have to do this. I have to make a change. And we're in, this mode of disempowerment. Or we can make changes from a place of empowerment and say, you know what? I noticed that I do this thing, that this pattern keeps happening. And that's interesting. And it's not really a pattern or an action or a belief or a thought or whatever that I would like to continue having. This is not a path I would like to continue going down. So I'm going to make that change. I don't have to. I can keep going. But I'm empowering myself. I'm making that choice from this place of awareness, of observation, to make the change that I need to make. Right? And that's where the King of Swords lives. That's where the King of Swords rules. Right? And so become that energy. Become that energy of the King of Swords. Become the master. Become the authority. Start to recognize, open your awareness to what is happening around you so that you don't end up in the place of feeling like I have to make this change now. I'm disempowered and all this stuff has happened and like there's no other choice but to make the change. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can do that. If that's where you feel like you thrive, cool. Do you. But you don't always, that's not the only option, is what I'm saying. So, over the next week, think about those things. Think about, okay, where was my life last year at this time? In July of 2018 versus July of 2019. Have I made the changes I wanted to make? Have I done the things I wanted to do? Like, what is the same and what is different, right? Be grateful for both of them. And then ask yourself, okay, how can I be the master of my mind now? How can I be the authority to myself? Okay, I'm going to pick one change to make, right? Start small. Be specific. Make it simple. Make it measurable. I'm teaching you SMART goals right now, but we'll get into that. But get clear about one thing. What's your goal for the month? For the next 30 days? What is one thing that you want to get done? And every day, keep one promise to yourself that focuses on that goal. Right? And that's how we make conscious change, really. But we have to be conscious of it. We have to be aware of it. Because if we don't, right, we fall back into the subconscious. And that's our autopilot. So we're just doing the same things over and over and over again. And so, yes, being conscious, making conscious change feels more difficult than falling back into autopilot, obviously. So, like I said, take the time, see what's changed, see what's still the same. What would you like to see change? Set one goal for the month. And write out, okay, so here's my one goal. This is what I would really like to happen within the next 30 days. Or really, like, how I would do it would be, it's now, like, August 5th or whatever. And I have accomplished X, Y, Z. Here's how I feel. This is what I see. This is what I hear. And this is what's next. So, really get into it. And you can, even if you're kind of in this place where you're like, well, if I don't set a to-do list or if I don't have an action plan, then I don't take action. I get that. So, write out, like, here are different things I can do to get there, to move in that direction. And you don't need to know every step of the way. Just write down things you can do to start moving towards there and work on them every day. That's all, So, let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, you can drop them below. You can send me an email or find me on social media. And we'll see you next week. Bye.